Hi everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings with you here tonight, still not a doctor, still just consolidating the world's medical advice and giving my opinion along with it in one place if you're interested. Also, that's just what I do in my videos too, if I say anything that's medical. Because I don't want to have any problems with that stuff, especially because I want to go to medical school. And I hear they're not the coolest people, like if you did something that goes against technicalities, maybe they could dislike it. But this video is on what my life is like being centered around bodybuilding and fitness, and what it's like to get in my shape that I'm in. Because I know it may not look super impressive, especially on this front camera at this angle, in this lighting and everything. Also not at the lowest body fat, but so yeah, I'm actually in very good shape. At least I think so. I think most people would think so. Maybe you don't think so. So what it's like. It's a lot of hard work. It's pushing yourself all the time to be able to put a ton of stress on your body as often and as big of an amount as possible. Like, you are putting, like, it's hard work. Like, that may sound like a joke to say that, but it's hard work. Like, people think that because people choose to do it, like, oh, you choose to go to the gym, they think that that makes it easier or something. No, it's the same as if you were in some sort of slave labor camp and you were moving big old things of whatever, or doing whatever you do, like with heavy manual labor. It's a lot of fucking work on your body. So yeah, that's something you gotta realize if you want to do this. It's like, your whole body's gonna be sore all the time. It's not like, oh, I feel good, I'm gonna go work out, ooh, I feel good. No, it's like, I'm gonna go work out, lift really heavy weights, it's gonna be great, and yeah, it's gonna, afterwards, it's gonna, like, it's not a leisurely thing. It's enjoyable. That doesn't mean the whole part of it's enjoyable. It doesn't mean that it's easy. It doesn't mean that it's fun. No, it is fun for me. But just because it's fun does not mean that it's also not like having your body hit in a bunch of different places and then having to move big old heavy objects all day long. I mean, that's literally what you're doing, is you're choosing to lift really, really heavy objects, the heaviest objects you can possibly lift. I mean, maybe you could train specifically for one lift and be like a strength person. That's not what I mean, but I mean on the different arrangement of things you're doing. And you're not going for one rep, of course. Well, at least I'm not. Sorry, I'm used to speaking in a different person from, like, I say we in most of my videos, but this video is about me, because I'm only talking about me. So it's like, yeah, I may do 5 reps, I may do 10 reps, whatever. 10's gonna be a little less hard on the ball. But when you get down to like the lower rep ranges, which I do a lot, it is hard on your body. I mean, it's literally deciding that you're gonna find the heaviest weight you can possibly lift and lifting it a few times. Like, normal, the average person is not gonna, it would sound like torture. You're gonna have to lift the heaviest weight you can possibly lift. That's what you're doing. You're figuring out the heaviest weight you can possibly lift, and you're lifting it whatever way you're gonna lift it. Like, my deadlifts are really horrible, so I felt weird doing that, but it's still the heaviest weight I can lift in a deadlift with that specific form. So you may lift 20 pounds for your curl, I may lift 55, 60 for my curl, but if it's the heaviest weight you can possibly lift, and for that specific thing, it's still the heaviest weight you can possibly lift, and you're forcing yourself to lift it. So yeah, like, I got back up to 275 on incline So 275 on incline for 3 to 4 reps is my all-time max. So when I first got to my first peak in bodybuilding, because I've been into this stuff a long time, even though I'm not in amazing, super top tier shape. But when I first got in, I got to my peak at around 16 and a half, where I could do like 255, 250. I don't know exactly, because I know I put like a 10 and a 10 on each side, then I would load up little weights on top of the 2 plates. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it that much back then. I didn't think, hey, I'm gonna get injured and then this is gonna be the head. Like, I thought, well, I'm just gonna keep getting stronger over the years. Why would I didn't realize it was all gonna, I mean, it was my peak for a reason, because it stopped after that. It's not like I'd gone up and then down. Like, in my younger life, I was just always going like that. So my peak back then was 255 for like 9 reps. My current peak is on incline with 275 for 3 to 4 reps. And I got back up to that, and that's not like the world record bench press, but that's a lot of weight to put on your body. Like that's almost 300 pounds that you're deciding you're gonna support on your body, on your bones, on your cartilage, on your tendons, on your ligaments, on your muscles. It's a lot of weight to go through, like, so it's a very disorganized video. I was thinking about it very calmly and organized while I was in the shower, but then when you actually start talking about it, it's another thing. But I have slightly torn, but mostly strained 2 tendons in my shoulder, and it's kind of elongated and the joint is loose, like it's kind of clicking a bit. This one, I can barely feel that I think I did the same thing. And here's pretty tight, but it's not a problem. It's not like the shoulders, but the shoulders are minor injuries. And those are things that, it's like, I'm gonna have to take like a week off lifting very heavy. That's a big thing if you're into doing lifting weights all the time. Like, that's to really be truthful with yourself and go, I need to take a week off because I've just been going so hard lately that my body, if I go harder, I'm gonna injure myself. It's part of the process of being smart so that you can do this stuff. And it also goes to show you literally how much strain you're putting your body under, that you're pushing your body to. So this is the point of injury. This is how your body can go before it gets injured. This is, your body can go a little harder for a while, but then it gets injured. It's deciding that you're gonna push your body to right here as often as possible in a smart manner. I mean, literally push yourself to the point where you're gonna hurt yourself. You're working so hard. Like, I think it's popular nowadays for people to think that working out is just, like there's a fitness fad. People that normally wouldn't be working out so much, it's like everybody's just going to work out because it's like a thing now. Oh, I'm good. I work out. It's like, you're doing a little bit of exercise, but you're not working out. That's for sure. When you go to the gym and you work out, you decide to find the heaviest weight you can possibly lift, puts a ton of strain on your body to the point where you're almost going to hurt yourself. And you lift it, and you do it multiple times. And then you barely get away without having not hurt yourself. That's really working out. That's pushing yourself. That's true working out. That's a whole lot different from going, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but that's a whole lot different from just going to the gym and pick, oh, this one feels nice to lift. No, this one does not feel nice to lift. I don't want to have to lift this one. That's a lot of heavy weight. And you decide you're going to lift that one and force yourself to lift it. And that's why your muscles grow, because you force yourself to lift the maximum amount of weight you can lift. And it's a lot of strain on the body. I didn't realize it so much when I was younger, but it's like now, like even tonight, it just like hit me all at once, because like I can ignore it for a while and be too busy with other things going on, and that before it gets to a certain point, it's like I don't even notice how tight my whole body is. And now that's not the worst thing in the world, just to be tight, but I mean that's telling of how hard the body's been pushed, when you can feel that like all the muscles are sore and the muscle fibers are contracted and tight. and some of them are even strained and stuff, and you can feel like your bones have been put under pressure, a lot of force. That's life if you want to get into the shape like I'm in. At least that's how it is for me. You may be a genetic freak and you can just do whatever and get huge. At least for me, I have to push my body to its breaking point to grow. I gotta be careful. Like, I was just careful right now not to put my arms too far behind my back and grab them, because this shoulder, if it went through that full range of motion, I'm pretty sure right now it would pull it out a bit more and make it worse. But as long as I am very careful with this for at least a week, I know I can keep going up. And who knows, maybe around this point, being my peak when I was younger, peak now, maybe it's really like the heaviest my body can go before it is too much, just can't go past a certain level. I mean, you can't just keep, maybe you can keep getting strong, I don't know, but you can't keep getting a lot stronger your whole life. Maybe you can lift 1 more pound after the second 30 years of your life as you can during the first 20. So like for the beginning of your life, you'll be able to lift X amount more and more each year. But then after like 10 years maybe, that amount becomes like 1/100th X. Basically, like just because you can go up 50 pounds in your deadlift every couple weeks does not mean that you can do that for your entire life. After a certain point, you just can't progress at that, because you'd be lifting 2,000 pounds. Who knows how much you'd be lifting, but you'd be lifting a lot. And the body, human body has its limits. At a certain point, your bones would literally break, or they'd crush on each other. Your vertebrae in your back are gonna smash each other. Like, that's the reality if you go to a certain point, and you don't want to go that hard, but you're trying to go just below that. It's hard work to really push yourself to get muscles and strength. People don't naturally just get way stronger than they are because they relax and take it easy and enjoy life. It's usually if you're put in a situation where you have to really use your body very, very tough. It's not something it just wants to do. You don't say, oh, I want to get hit by a car every day. But imagine if you got hit, I don't know how fast, but like 20 miles, 30 miles per hour, just fast enough to like rattle your body and do some micro fractures and tears, and say, oh, I want to do that 3 days a week. No, you don't want to do that 3 days a week. But I choose to do a similar thing, but in the gym. Yes, I decide I'm going to like smash up my whole body with these weights, tear it up, because I want to grow muscle. That's how hard it really is. That's why most people don't get very good muscles, because it's a lot of hard work. Especially with the internet nowadays. It's as if people think you just go into the gym and have a good time. And just like, you could be watching I do actually watch movies, I was about to say that, but I still go as hard as I possibly can. But it's not just some fun, oh yeah, I go to the gym, it's not just some casual, nice, just relaxing activity. Like, they even put it on Tinder and stuff, but it's like, everybody goes to the gym nowadays. It's a fad. But most of them don't have muscle because they're not actually working out. So if you actually want to have muscle, it's like I'm describing, not the, ooh, this feels nice, I'm energetic and happy and I'm gonna move my arms. No. It's finding the heaviest weight you can possibly lift and being like, ouch. Now that's not me every day, every second in the gym, like if you literally watched me, because if you do that every time you're in the gym, you're gonna injure yourself. But That's how you have to be a lot of the time. And in between, you're still pushing pretty hard. You're just not pushing. I mean, when you're lifting the heavy weights, whatever your lift is that you're doing, you're like really, you're putting your body at its breaking point. That's how much you're pushing it. Stressing it would be the best word, but I know that most people, when they listen to this, they think of stress as like anxiety type stuff and like stress from being overworked, overthinked. But scientifically, stress is like a stressor on the human body. So maybe there needs to be a more specific word for this exercise-induced stress. Just the overall of like pushing your bones, your tendons, your ligaments, everything to just right at its breaking point. Like, it's a big stress. And I'm not saying, well, I mean, I know I work as hard as anybody else because that's my breaking point. That's how hard I work. I can't work harder because I would be injured. So I know it's impossible to work harder than I do. Doesn't mean someone can't be bigger than I am, because they could have better genetics. They could have been doing it longer. But whatever level they're working, and I'm not discrediting them, but the hardest you can push yourself is where I'm at. So yeah, there's a lot of people that do this. That's what people who do bodybuilding and take it seriously do. That's the common thing. You have to push yourself to literally as high as you possibly can. And if it doesn't seem like it, I'm like really worn out today because I've been just destroying myself in the gym. That's a good word for it, destroying yourself. Because it's a big to your body. It's not literally getting hit, but putting all that weight on you, it's like getting hit by a car almost, like a slow-moving car. Or better, more accurate, be moving some sort of heavy weights in medieval times or as a slave in some part of somewhere in history. I mean, like the real slaves in the old days, not the American slaves. Like slaves that had to work in rock quarries in the Roman ages, who only lived to 17. I mean, that's hard work, but they pushed their bodies harder than they could take. That's why they died. You're trying to go just a little less hard than that when you do bodybuilding, because you don't want to actually just destroy yourself and kill yourself. And not that you would push so hard you kill yourself. That's super unlikely, because you'd probably just tear up a bunch of stuff and then be unable to push harder and do more. And how are you going to do all that damage at once? But like literally just destroy, wreck your whole body. You're pushing it right below that. And a lot of people go, oh, you can build great muscle. You can get even bigger if you can do lighter weights. And sorry to tell you if you actually think that, but at a certain point, you cannot grow just from doing light weights that you just move around. Like, maybe I could get to half my size doing that, but I want to get to my size, which I'm at, and even bigger. So that's why you have to push really, really hard, which requires at least a certain heaviness of the weights. And it's like, even if it's to do 12 reps, it's still really heavy weight. Like most people, and also I mean 12 reps, most people when they do like these 12 reps, it's just, they pick a really light weight, they can do 12 reps. Like, no, the weight should be still very, very heavy, but you build yourself up to doing 12 reps of it. It's not you find a weight you can do 12 reps of and that's what you do. You find a weight you can do 2 reps of, 1 rep of. Maybe you start at 1, then you get to 2, then you get to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably you're going to start more like 3 reps, 5 reps, because you don't tend to go up in weight so much so you can only do 1 rep. But yeah, you find the weight that's really heavy and you can't move very much, and you force your body to be able to move it more times. That's how you arrive at 12 reps. Not, oh, this weight seems like it's going to be easy for 12 reps. Ooh, this one maybe I think I could do 11, so I'm going to pick it to do 12. But most people, even at just that point at 12, even when they get to 12, they're not, it's not like when someone who's very pushing themselves gets to 12. It means 12, like that's the most you can possibly do. Doesn't mean 12, oh yeah, that was hard. Or, oh, that was a bit of work. Like, yeah, no, it's like that's as hard as you could possibly push yourself to do 12. I mean, a little below it, of course. Especially, but, no, never mind what I was about to say. I hope you see the recurrent theme of pushing yourself really, really, really hard, because it seems like in society today that has been forgotten, and oh no, no one can push themselves. No, you can push yourself to get in great shape. You don't need to, it's not just, there's a lot of Photoshop, there's a lot of steroids, and because that's so present and people see everything on the internet nowadays, they think you can only get in such great shape with Photoshop and steroids. And now you can only get in the Photoshop and steroids shape with Photoshop and steroids, but still, you can get to really great shape by pushing yourself hard. It's just that people have this misconception nowadays that you can't get in good shape, that you can't get strong, you can't get in good shape. It's like, how'd they even come up with that? People have been strong since the beginning of time. It just depends on how hard the person is pushed in their genetics. People may have not always been going to gyms, but people have been pushing themselves to get it. Like, people can get strong. You don't even have to be using weights. You could do calisthenics and you end up strong and you end up with good muscles. Maybe you're not gonna end up with such good sized muscles like mine doing just calisthenics, but like you can, without being able to be strong, it did not just pop into reality and existence when gyms did. Humans can get in good shape, strong, big muscles, fast, all sorts of things. It's only when the body's pushed to do it, though, with capability to do it, obviously. But also don't go, oh, well, they just have better genetics. I mean, I have my genetics, I can't do anything. You can still get in good shape. All humans can get in good shape. Now, you can't get in Mr. Olympia's shape, or the Olympics athlete shape, or whatever that is. But you can still get in good shape and strong. Every human being, unless you have a horrible disease, in which case I feel really bad for you, but probably if you do, you're not watching this video. But even if you do, probably you should push yourself. What other option is there? But assuming you don't have a horrible disease that prevents you from being able to get stronger, every human has the ability to build muscle, to get stronger, to get stronger with more muscle. If you didn't, there would be a serious medical problem with you. It's just, nowadays we have such comfortable lives, we'd rather sit around on our phone. I like sitting around on my phone. I mean, I'm addicted to it, but it's like, still, it's addicting because it's a lot easier than pushing yourself hard physically. I can't imagine the future of people. It's like, how humans are is changing so much. Like, it would have been unbelievable to so many people a long time ago that someday we would just sit around all day. Think about that. You go back a little bit of time, and how crazy is the idea that you would sit around all day instead of working hard, like working hard in your fields, working hard hunting, working hard building, like working hard doing whatever. Like, life is about hard work, until just recently, where we have like computers and telephones and all this stuff where we just sit down nowadays, and we've forgotten that human nature, at least what we've evolved doing, is hard work. We're not evolved to just sit around. Like, literally, you will get diseases, minor diseases, or even big ones, and problems if you just sit around all day like that. The human body is not meant for it. It's why people get unhealthy and sick when they just sit at their desk all day. No exercise, just sitting, and with bad posture. But even if you didn't have bad posture, just sitting and being sedentary all the time, the human body has not evolved to do that. So you gotta remember that the human body has evolved to be very active doing hard work. I like it for that reason also, because you feel better. It's what we're meant to do. We're not meant to be on our computers and on our phones sedentary. We're meant to be literally working hard most of the day. And probably the not working hard most of the day leads to anxiety disorders and all sorts of things, because it's just, imagine like human evolution. What would it mean if you're sitting around all day? You're gonna die because you're not getting your food or doing what you need to survive. So I mean, that could cause anxiety. Maybe the body's pushing itself to do things it needs to survive, and also just because to make the physiological, all the biochemical processes, all the ways that the human body is made without exercise, a lot of them fall apart and just not a good picture. So yeah, human body is meant to do hard work, but it's hard. There's a reason people don't do it very much nowadays, because we don't have to anymore to survive. And if you don't need to do it, if you don't need it to survive, most people do not want to do it. Like, it's hard work. It's not something you just, oh, I'm gonna do that hard work today. It looks exciting. You only do it if you need to. Or if you're like me and you decide you want to build up your body. So I was gonna make a video about my bodybuilding life and try to get a time span and what my routine and everything's like, but this video just about the hard work aspect of it is already long enough. I think I'm gonna relax for the rest of my night, because I mean, I even wanted to make this just sitting down because my whole body is just so sore and like strained and a lot of things. But yeah, I guess I'll make those other videos later, and please like and subscribe. I hope you like this. I hope it really opens your eyes up about a lot of things. It's not just all about bodybuilding, it's about life also, but especially if you're interested in bodybuilding, or if you're interested in the human body, because people don't really have a good enough interest in the human body anymore, just specific little things, and they forget the human body, everything when it's combined, and all sorts of stuff. But please like and subscribe. Hope this helped you out in some way. Check out my Instagram, natural_true_fitness. And remember, you can hire me for coaching, what to do in the gym advice. And I promise I'll turn it down a quarter notch from how hard I push, because you gotta be close to that. But obviously, before you're very experienced, you don't want to just hurt yourself by not knowing where your limit is. I can make you diet plans, I can make you supplement plans, I can give you consolidation of medical, supplement, whatever advice, plus an opinion. Whatever it is, you'll get a really good bang for your buck. And in case I look fat, it's because I don't, because my abs are still tense. But like, even just forcing yourself to eat the food you need to eat, like, today I had a 1.3 pound steak, I had a 0.75 pound fish, and that was just for dinner, plus potato and a carrot, and little candies, because I didn't know kids came for Halloween. But that's a lot for dinner. Like, you gotta push yourself to get all this food into you also, and that's gonna be for another video because it's long enough. But like, you have to schedule your life around the food and getting it into you, getting optimal timing of it around your workouts, and your life revolves around being in optimal condition when you're at the gym and optimal recovery and ability to do it again. But that's the next video, and goodbye.